great time. This week, we're headed for the hills of Waikino to check out Ajays Ford V8 Parts, owned by Brian and Liz Smith.
Just outside of Waihi, and beautiful spot. Yeah, we're awesome weather just about all year round, and we're on our own property, so we can do what we want. We make as much noise as we want and pull cars to pieces and do burnouts and all that naughty stuff. Love of cars more than anything. I'm not staunch Ford, and I'm not staunch any brand. It's just all early tin, and yeah, quite like the whole lot. Dad was a panel beater, so I've sort of been brought up around cars my whole life, but yeah, I decided that I wanted to be a chef to start with, and went from being a chef for 7 years to being a dairy farmer after that, and then yeah, from dairy farmer to what we're doing now. Yeah, so like the song, nobody knows what they really want to do in their life, and I've had 3 career changes now, so yeah, life's not finished yet. So.
The Ajays name has been around for a long time. Originally established by Arthur Lee out of Auckland in '74, a couple of decades back the business would shift to Katikati, and with it, a change of hands, before Brian, Liz and their team entered the frame 7 years ago. Now running the show here, a stone's throw from Waihi. What hasn't changed though is a lot of the parts, although the cars they fit are now a lot older than they were in '74.
We do early Ford stuff, a bit of Model A all the way through to mid-60s, everything from wheel bearings through to windshield rubbers, upholstery kits, tyres, yeah.
And although reproduction parts are now an option for some models, for many of Ajay's clients, it's still all about the real deal.
They like the new old stock parts over the reproduction stuff, and yeah, when we've got it sitting on the shelf as a new old stock item, they quite enjoy that, rather than putting a foreign-made product on their car. Yeah, so it's quite exciting watching that, watching the clubs come up and go through our second-hand sheds, and someone coming back with a part that they've been looking for years. We get to see lots of projects and get sworn to secrecy quite a few times over stuff that nobody gets to see until it either appears at a car show or, you know, or in a magazine. People come up here and find that part that finishes it. That side of the business is really neat.
Nowadays, it might be hard to imagine getting too excited about a trip to your local parts store, but all that changes when you add nearly a century to the equation. Here, even the packaging is a history lesson. For an early Ford enthusiast, this place is a treasure trove. But if it's treasure you want, you'll need a treasure hunter.
Very challenging finding new old stock parts. A lot of the replicated stuff is now getting discontinued with the lack of support or the lack of buying power and selling overseas. So, and we're at the end of the food chain really. So we're sort of trying to find lots and lots of new old stock parts and buy what we can, and it's quite interesting going to all these different big places that time's forgotten, in these little wee towns in America that, yeah, like I say, time's forgotten, and it's finally starting to come out of the woodwork.
And not all Brian's American finds are that compact. As you'd expect, he also comes across plenty of nice vehicles that take his fancy too. But apparently you can have too many toys, and the trick here is remembering they're to sell, not keep.
Yeah, just about every car that I buy now I fall in love with, and like everything I look at in the States, I sort of picture finished and then go, that'd be cool, and get it home and work out we've got to keep turning cars over. I have got a handful of cars for myself, yeah, so I'm pretty spoiled that side of it, but I get to see, it's like a kid in a toy shop, I get to see so much nowadays. Fall in love with each one, and even if we hang on to them for a few years and then move them on, that's part of it, yeah.